Hello, and apologies for the extended delay for this video. I've been waiting all week to see if that player who's agreed terms would turn into another transfer signing for us. Alas, we still wait for the first midfield edition, so this is who I've heard that we've been linked with so far and what they might bring to the club. This is with a reference comparison to the sort of deeper playing midfielder who can carry and progress the ball from the back that I believe ETH will be looking for, i.e. his new Frankie de Jong. Coming up, we have information on Adrien Rabiot, 29, formerly of Juventus, Khephren Thuram, 23, Rabiot's replacement at Juve, Martin Zubimendi, 25 at Real Sociedad, Manuel Ugarte, 23, PSG, and Joao Neves, 19 at Benfica. These are 5 players that could perform a key role for United this season, with a promoted academy star, Toby Collier, our likely alternate option to sit alongside. It's long been clear that Erik ten Hag saw Frankie de Jong as a pivotal player in the Man United he envisioned. As last season wore on, with various injuries to battle, Erik turned to a multitude of players in the middle, yet the only time it really worked was when he deliberately changed his shape to allow the 2 central midfielders to play alongside each other, more obviously in the middle of the park, i.e. when Manu and Amrabat played alongside each other in the last few games. The idea of 2 midfielders side by side is something ETH has actually always wanted, and moreover it's exactly how we set up versus Rangers this weekend. Having 2 central players adept at passing, carrying, progression and being both astute defensively as well as press resistant, United shaping their own third, the middle and into the final third would be significantly more robust. This should see a much less porous turnover that quickly turned into those counter-attacking pot shots and goal we saw so frequently last year. Ugarte is a key distributor of the ball, with high pass accuracy at medium and long range. He tends to look to pass rather than to carry into the final third. This is symptomatic of his position on the pitch at PSG, as he's very comfortable carrying the ball from the back. Strong with his ball recoveries, defensively he is a skilled tackler. In fact, his tackles won per 90 are in the 98th percentile, the 96th percentile for interceptions, and 99th for tackles and interception. Whilst not the most creative or influential on the pitch, and lacking in goal output, at 23 he has plenty of time to improve. Whilst we have agreed personal terms with him, Paris Saint-Germain are holding out for above their £59 million valuation. Taking over from Enzo Fernandez, Joao Neves has contributed well to Benfica's defence and offensive play. His pass completion at all distances is impressive, particularly for a 19-year-old, and he creates more of an attacking threat with a good range of progressive passes, but also crosses, assists and carries into the final third or even the box. Whilst not as solid defensively, he gets himself into positions to block or recover, with similar tackles won and ball recoveries per 90 as Ugarte. A prodigious talent, he will be a coup for any club to sign, but he has a long-term contract and a £100 million release clause, making him a significant investment unless a deal can be done. Zubimendi is the least offensive of this group and tends to do his work in the middle third. A good all-round passer, he is looking to move and distribute the ball more readily, particularly forward into the final third. Competent covering from the mid, his defensive play is more around interceptions and tackling opposition, looking to carry the ball through into his defensive zone. This distorts his stats versus other players on this list. That said, he's more of an all-round midfielder, well regarded by others. At 25, he isn't likely to set the world alight. He would, though, be a dependable and solid addition, and the better value with just £50.5 million release clause and a lower current starting wage. Over at Juventus, Thuram is a lot more de Jong-like with his take-ons and progressive carries, particularly into the danger zone. Those stats, though, aren't mirrored in his passing contributions, but his movement into and around the final third makes him a dangerous opponent and more of a box-to-box, often arriving very late and contributing a decent number of goals per season. His positioning is one of his defensive strengths, with a good number of blocks, clearances and fewer unforced errors in his general play. Another player, aged 23, he is likely to improve further, which is certainly what you would want to see in terms of ball retention and more consistent, accurate passing. He may be a bargain though, with rumours Juve need to offload players and are willing to accept as little as £34 million for him. Finally, United have been a long-time admirer of Rabiot. Other than being free, I don't think he's the kind of player that fits the profile we are now seeing the club sign. Strong with a progressive carry and at take-ons, he is a threat in the attack and provides a reasonable number of assists. His overall passing range and accuracy is indicative of the issues that Juventus have been facing in recent seasons, and it is no surprise they've released him to free up the wage space. Similar to Zubimendi, he defends from higher up the pitch and through his aerial duels. At 29, he certainly wouldn't be a long-term signing, but he could fill a gap in a cost-effective way. If it's just defensive actions, Sofyan Amrabat would be right up there too. But we know Ten Hag loves to make rotations during the play. This is particularly important with this role. This player needs to work well with the defence, link closely with his central midfield partner, help carry the ball forward, and be ready to join both boxes at any given time. For me, that makes Ugarte and Neves stand out. It's the price point that's the sticking point here, especially with Neves. Just as we've seen though with negotiations over De Ligt and Brandtwaite, this United isn't just going to splash the cash. Having agreed personal terms with Ugarte, I do see him as a more forceful addition to our midfield, especially if we can agree on a good price. Overall, his biggest weakness is down to how he currently is utilised by an attack-heavy PSG lineup. So we would be encouraged to break the lines and move forward more, and that would be interesting to see. We've now covered the three main positions that we needed at United this summer. Is there anyone you'd like to see or anyone you think I've missed? Please like and subscribe, let me know below, and I'll see you in the next one.